On to the brackets for the Owen Hart Cup. We'll start off with the men's bracket. So on the one side, we have Will Ospreay against Kevin Knight, who they explained is replacing Jay White. Brody King against Konosuke Takeshita. And then on the other side, it's Mark Briscoe against Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page against, it's a Tony Khan booked tournament. That means a wild card in there as well. Wei, what did you think about the Elite Eight?
Right. Yeah. So, they had told us Osprey, they had told us Page, they had told us Jay White, and I felt like that would sort of be the tone of the names that we'd be getting. And like we still have some big names here. Takeshita I kind of consider to be on that level.
Brody Takeshita King should be in this. There's others that are questionable.
Brody King, we're talking about like how many people we believe could actually win this, I don't think he's on that level. Although I would argue he should be in this tournament just for the spotlight of it. Briscoe I think is much more difficult to justify. Like if we're trying to make this sort of like an elite caliber, type of tournament. Not that he's
I get that it was probably like a legit like last minute replacement here that you have. It's like Kevin Knight is literally 0-1 in this company. To me, it's one of those things where, I know I do gripe a lot about these tournaments. This is like the big tournament. Like this is their equivalent of like the Royal Rumble to set their contender for the biggest show of the year. And when you don't have like an MJF, to me is the most glaring one here. Like why is an MJF not in this?
I would add to that several of the champions that are currently there.
Certainly.
Like Kenny, Okada,
even ones that aren't, like Ricochet. It's almost like if you're a champion, that means you don't go for the world title. And if you're challenging for another title, you're not going for the main title. Yeah. And that
we don't have this problem with the women. And obviously it's a much smaller pool that they're playing with the women, but you have champions that are entering as
yes,
I think they should.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it really throws that one out. Like I just feel like this tournament, it should be your top guys, and there should be many different options that you can forecast as winning this.
Although didn't MJF give an excuse for why he didn't enter the last tournament, and it was because he wanted an easier path to victory?
Tonight I heard him say a promo about how he needs the Hurt Syndicate to get him back to the AEW championship. So and this could end up being the wild card, but no Jeff Jarrett in this, and that. Yep. I mean, he does have like the connection with Hangman Page, but I don't think people are going to be going crazy either if Jarrett is the wild card here.
Yeah. I always thought like they might have dropped the Jarrett MJF story to wait for the Owen before picking it back up. But the fact that MJF's not a part of this, and I wonder if at this point, like how likely a Jarrett being there would be as well, tells me maybe they did drop that, completely cold. Because if you're going to have any sort of nostalgic, like, sort of like Rocky Balboa story, it would be Jeff Jarrett this year. So we'll see.
I guess the other name that you could throw out for that wild card too is like what the status is of a Josh Alexander if you were to debut him in a spot like that as well. Yeah. So the women and
it's tricky. It's tricky for him though, because like he has to lose at some point. Unless he's going to the final, but then you wouldn't have a very believable final because I don't know how many people would think that he'd win.
I would not see Hangman getting knocked out in the first round, but the final will be at Double or Nothing, and they'll do Ospreay and Kevin Knight on Sunday's Dynasty card.
Do you have any predictions so far? Just looking at the brackets, if Simon, if you our intern Simon, if you don't mind bringing them back up.
I would say Ospreay is your favorite to win this, and I think that you could see. Hangman probably in the finals with him. I think those would be the two people. I think those are the only two that you could see winning this. I think I do think you'll get some outstanding matches in this. Like there's a very good possibility we're going to get to see Ospreay and Takeshita on TV in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think we're going to get Ospreay and Takeshita again in the second round, and maybe Takeshita wins it this time because Ospreay beat him last year. And then I could see Page going on to face Fletcher, and then could we get Page Takeshita with Page winning? Depends on who the wild card is as well, of course.
Yeah, no, I see Page, and I would lean towards Ospreay and Page in the final. That would be my thought on things here. The women's bracket has Jamie Hayter taking on Billy Starks, and then Thunder Rosa against Chris Statlander. On the other end, Julia Hart taking on Mercedes Moné, and Harley Cameron versus Athena. So they've already teased like Mercedes and Athena. You could definitely do the story of Athena upsetting Mercedes in the tournament, and they can run that back at All In. But they've at least teased that one. This one is kind of more open-ended. I think you could see several different directions here. I would say of the 8 here, I think Jamie Hayter stands to gain the most here because, unfortunately, like she just lost so much momentum that a tournament like this might be able to reinvigorate her in a sense that she's sort of just been out of sight, out of mind for so long that hopefully she has, it's possible she could go right to the finals here.
It's true, but I mean, I just don't really see them setting the stage for like a big Jamie Hayter run yet. Like, because I feel like if anybody's going to win the tournament, I feel like Tony would already be giving that spotlight to that person already, and I just don't see it with Hayter. Like in fact, I actually see it more with Thunder Rosa, and just kind of seeing the way the brackets are laid out, I could see Hayter and Rosa both advancing. But then on the other side, Monet, I could see Monet and Athena definitely advancing. I could actually see Monet beating Athena, or Athena Monet beating Athena, and then maybe Athena getting a rematch at All In for the championship where she gets the win back. Maybe. Yeah. It's definitely Monet Athena at All In, whether or not it's going to be, and it probably won't be for the championship, like this championship, right? So we're assuming neither of them will be winning the tournament, or at least I am. And therefore, I could see Thunder Rosa actually winning all of this because they are doing the whole thing with Thunder Tits. Thunder Tits Explode at All In.
Oh, wow. Thunder Tits Explode. I think that alone will sell many, many, many t-shirts.
Yeah, Texas too, so like Rosa has the connection.
It's WrestleMania month on the Post Wrestling Cafe, and we are going to have wall-to-wall coverage of the events from Las Vegas beginning Thursday, April 17th. We're going to be doing daily shows on the Post Wrestling Cafe featuring myself, John Cena, and many more of the Post Wrestling staff. Plus, this month, it is 2 editions of Rewind Away as we cover SummerSlam 1997 and a retrospective of Jumbo Tsuruta. All that, plus coverage of New Japan's Sakura Genesis, Windy City Riot, Collision Course, and of course, Daredevil Born Again on MCU Later. PostWrestlingCafe.com, $6 gets you in the door.